So here we are, game number 1 of the semi-finals of Go for SC2 Monday, spawning down in the bottom right hand position as the orange Zerg player. It's HappyZerg, and his opponent down in the bottom left, the blue Terran, souL. The winner of this game goes on to play Stardust in the finals. It's a best of 5 finals, best of 3 here. Tough times. Frost, relatively big map. TVZ, haven't cast many of those so far this evening. I don't think I've actually cast any TVZs. Oh no, I have. One TVZ this evening, I think. It's kind of all blurred by now. Of course, with WCS and things like that, I'm casting just so many games get turned out. A game a day to my YouTube channel, everything like that. Everything just becomes a mesh of games, and it does get all very confusing. But what we should see, Hatch first coming down from HappyZerg, most likely. That's the normal opening you'll see up against Terran. Meanwhile, from souL, he's got 2 options. Usually, CC first is quite popular on Frost because it's a big map, 4-player spawn positions, you can get away with it. And the only other option is to go for a Rax into maybe a Reaper, just to try and close up that distance. Also possible. 1 Rax expands, not the most common nowadays. Many Terran players just preferring just to get the refinery down for the Reaper. It gives you so much more. It gives you the ability to poke and prod, gives you scouting, and it also gives you the option to follow up with obviously the 4 Heli and 2 Reaper play where the Reapers tank up the Queen damage, and then you actually can get a lot of harassment done. Add in, it's exceptionally mobile, and you've suddenly got map control too. That's everything that a Terran player really wants. So for the moment, HappyZerg scouting the wrong way first, unfortunately. His second Overlord, so staying out the front, being careful and cautious in case there's any 2 Raxes or anything like that coming down. Gas getting started and everything really going to plan. Everything going quite smoothly, following the normal course of action as we would expect. This one Overlord going to see nice and early that, again, SCV coming in, but what is it doing? That's what you've got to be very cautious about. The SCV going to just come and poke about. Shouldn't be too much of a concern because of the timing it's coming in. It'd be very unlikely to be any super early bunker play or anything like that. But HappyZerg wanting to stay happy and not get caught out by something that would make him a bit sad. Still, over at souL's base, no sign of an expansion yet. Second Reaper queued up straight after, so this should now follow up with a factory. And once this second Reaper's done, we'll get a reactor, they'll switch over, and Helium production will begin. Everything else, things looking very cool. Bunker is actually coming down, so this shouldn't be an overreaction from HappyZerg. You shouldn't panic about this, to be honest. The bunker is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. The drones doing an okay job of trying to take it down. The SCV, though, is still alive, and that's the problem. The Reaper now gonna get some decent damage done. The Reaper will take forever to kill that hatchery, but does get a drone kill. That's very unusual, getting a single Reaper on a drone kill. But of course, this is denying all mining from that natural base. So there I was saying that SCV shouldn't be panicked about. But it seems that actually could be running into a bit of problems. The SCV in a good spot, enabled to repair up that bunker, means that it can stay alive for a hell of a long time. Especially once that second Reaper comes into. The Queen getting a little bit of damage done. The Reapers should end up in that bunker pretty quick. The Queen's going to start working away at the SCV. It's got to keep getting changed. A good little move in, move out micro just means that the SCV can stay alive for as long as possible. Keep that bunker up as long as possible. Unfortunately, the Reapers inside that bunker will likely die very fast if they don't hightail it out there. Jump up into the main. One gets taken down as he's chomping up a cliff. That seems very painful. The second one, just trying to find a way out, is going to be able to just hightail it out there. Back at home, we've got, of course, the factory nearly finished up. That'll switch over. Helium production will begin. Otherwise, CC at the natural and the bunker coming up just for defensive purposes. Decent number of lings out on the field. This one lone Reaper of souL is not looking too happy for the moment. He's playing a dangerous game and he lost it. Pays with his life, but he was irritating for a long time to the Zerg Swarm, which is probably what most Terran players aim for their Reapers to be, is just a nuisance. Gone are the days where they could destroy a building in sizable numbers. That was terrifying, but back in the days where they will make you lift your hair out. So, bunker going to be able to hold off most of this. The important thing is the bunker finishes though, so it can be repaired. Not yet done, which means there is a chance those things could get through. I haven't taken down the bunker, but already too many died to really be much of a threat, especially with the Hellions here. They get a couple of SCV kills though, so HappyZerg with 4 SCV kills is going to be fairly happy. He's also killed Oh no, he didn't actually manage to kill that Hellion, never mind that. But still, good control. Saw the Hellions, got a good early scout of that. We've got a tech lab being added onto the starport too. In the close positions, of course, going into a Banshee can be very good. Should see Cloak as well, especially with the two gases there. Almost guaranteed to see Cloak get research. Should get started up nice and quick. There we go. Banshee going to be making its way across two. Should be two Banshees if you've invested in Cloak. Otherwise, it's not really worth it. The Hellions spending a bit of time poking and prodding, getting a good little glimpse at the third base, know the timing of that, and therefore knows that actually there's a decent amount of investment coming in this. Since we've got a good number of Lings coming out, this already lowers the drone count. The Hellions are going to get slightly surrounded. One definitely goes down, the other three managing to survive somehow. But still no indicator that there's any suspicion that there's Banshee, until of course the Spore gets started, because an Overlord, being a hero, comes in, sees the glistening of the tech lab under the night sky, and that simply means it's all going to come down. Bag should switch back now. Just waiting for the Overlord to get taken out. Should get cancelled. Oh, it's not actually going to switch it. Okay, so he's trying to trick HappyZerg into thinking that the switch went down, Cloak was cancelled, and there's only one Banshee out without Cloak. Maybe hoping to see the Spore Coolers cancelled, but they're already coming down. There's a good number of them. I believe two are already on the field, with one more coming at the front of the natural base. The third is the only vulnerability, but it can happily move down sometime soon. The Queen's going to be the main anti-air though, while the Spore tries to get a little bit closer. Nice positioning of the Spore actually, out of the range, or in a good position to cover a good chunk of that third base, but also able to just aid in the defense of the natural too. Lair coming down at the moment, just finishing up now, probably going to be made into a very fast Spire play, just in order to get Mutalisks. Especially once you've seen the Banshee, you know that the Marine count is going to be exceptionally low if they are still going for Bio. And as a result, getting Mutalisks is going to be good, because they're not going to have very much in the way of defending it. The Mutalisks also hard counter the Banshee, and then you can shut those out too. At the moment though, no Spire, just the 1/1 upgrades. There's also no Baneling Nest, and that makes sense, because it's not required if you've seen Hellions and these Banshee down, because there's not going to be a big Bio push at kind of now. If there's already two Banshee, there's not enough money in order to do all of that, nor would there be a medevac with it, so it wouldn't be too scary anyway. The Hellions going to get surrounded by these Lings. Great little wraparound by HappyZerg there. souL going to lose all of them. That's a big loss. The two Banshee at the moment just getting a little bit of damage through. The Spore Coolers have all been moved. We've got a Spire in production now. Has that been seen by souL? Not quite, so he isn't aware that this is coming out as of yet. Backs away the Banshee and totally has killed 8 workers for the moment, but it's still 66 drones up against 42 SCVs. Baneling Nest now in production. We're getting into a very normal mid-game for a Zerg player. Ling, Bling, Mutalisk. It's exactly what HappyZerg has been aiming for, what every Zerg player pretty much has been aiming for all of eternity against Terran players, because it works. It works good as long as they're going for mainly a Bio composition. Queen gets transfused, good control there from HappyZerg, he keeps that alive. A couple more drones, gonna get taken down, gotta be careful of the Spore Cooler though, but nice positioning and great movement of these Banshees. They actually rack up now 14 drone kills, which is very substantial. And with a follow-up push, couple of mines, a decent amount of infantry, and those two medevacs, it's actually a very nice push. But HappyZerg sends those Lings in just in the nick of time. But what has Happy really got to defend with? 10 Banelings is what he's got morphing in at the moment. He's also got 31 Zerglings on the field. Is it going to be enough though? If the mines get good hits, not a chance. If they don't though, easily. And that's how much of a difference the splash from the mines is going to make. Scan comes down, sees a good number of Banelings up there, but they are all on that ramp. With good micro, this can be defended quite nicely. The Banshee trying to take out some of those. Wow, that was a massive hit. I cut myself short there, but that was a massive Baneling hit on, winner went here on the Banelings, and now we see souL pushing forward. He's going to get a huge amount of damage done now. The third base looking in jeopardy. The Spore Cooler gets taken out, giving safe passage for these medevacs. The Overlord's going down to no risk of supply blocking. Happy though, because he's so low on supply as it is. The Widow Mine's off cooldown. Going to be able to get some more detonations down. That one I'm borrowing so it doesn't detonate on the Broodlings. But the push has already achieved more than it could ever hope, taking out the third base for minimal losses. We've got a couple of drones trying to escape out to safety, but the push still ongoing. Any units that come out of these lava want to get taken down. The Queens are still looking to be as aggressive and annoying as they can be. Pick off a medevac if possible, but HappyZerg is under no illusion that he is on the wire. He has got such a tough spot to try and hold now, losing that third base. His drone count, his economy is no longer a solid foundation to fall back upon. His unit count incredibly low. He's only at 24 army supply up against 87 with good splits. The Banelings won't be enough. HappyZerg has to get the most monumental Baneling hits right now if he wants to stay in. The transfuses coming on the evolution chambers, wanting to keep the upgrades, but also the choke point. He needs to force souL through, but the Banelings, they come through. Detonations are good, but there's still so much more making its way forward. The remaining Banelings taken down. GG is called, and with that, we see, of course, a nice little bit of control coming down from souL to take game number 1 in this best of 3.